Hi everyone, sorry about the awkward angle that we have going on here. Now, a couple of weeks ago I installed a LED ceiling light, a NXLED 18 watt ceiling light, and it's been working really good. So I thought I'll go back to Handyman, buy another one to use somewhere else in my kitchen, but unfortunately they only had the smaller NXLED ones. So I actually bought this QUSUN one, which is 15 watts, and it's pretty much similar to this, but I don't think it's quite as good. Now, if you haven't seen my video about installing this, I'm going to link to that at the end of this video, and I'm also going to link to a full review of this QUSUN LED ceiling light. But what I want to do for now is compare them against each other to see which one actually produces more light. Now, although the QUSUN one says it's 15 watts, I measured it on my watt meter and it measured around 17.5 watts, which is pretty much identical to the NXLED one. So we really are getting a good comparison here, and we'll be able to see which one gives us more light. Now, the QUSUN one is a little bit cheaper compared to the NXLED, so we do have to bear that in mind. So I have my lux meter, and what I'm going to do is take a measurement at a couple of places in the room, and then I'm going to turn this one off. I'm going to connect the QUSUN LED ceiling light and take some measurements again, and then compare them against each other. Now, like I said, at the end of this video I'm going to link to the full review of this, but just to show you inside quickly, you can see there is the ring of LEDs around the outside and the drivers in the middle. So let's go ahead and take some measurements of our NXLED 18 watt LED ceiling light. And what I'm going to do to make this fair is put a piece of paper in each spot that I measure, so that I can make sure that when I swap the lights over I measure in the exact same location. So I'll start with this one over here. Sorry if I won't be able to get this all in camera, but I'll try my best. So here we're measuring 86 lux. And then over here I'm going to do one. So I'm measuring 86, 87 lux. Let's say 86. And then I'll do one more over here, but on the floor. So again, you won't be able to see this, but this is where it's going to be. So down here I'm measuring, hello everybody, so down here I'm measuring 34 lux. So those measurements don't actually sound that high, but this light is actually putting off a lot of light. So let's swap them over and see how the QUSUN LED light compares. Now, I didn't want to have to unscrew the old one, turn off the breaker, rewire it, etc. So I've just used some duct tape to hold the QUSUN light in place. So it's about an inch below the old light. I think it's good enough to still get pretty accurate readings. So let's measure the lux. Over here I've got 63 lux. Here I've got 73 lux. And down here I have 28 lux. So I'll pause the videos, do some calculations, and then come back. So I compared the results, and there's no doubt about it. The NXLED LED produces more light per watt. Both of them come in at pretty much 17.5 watts on the watt meter, but the NXLED LED ceiling light produces more light. Now, aside from how much light they produce, the QUSUN also puts off a lot of heat. Now, the QUSUN has a plastic base. Everything is plastic, whereas the NXLED one has a metal base which acts as a heat sink. So this QUSUN one really pumps out a lot of heat. Like when it's running, if you just put your hand near it, you can feel a lot of heat coming off it. So that's really not good. I'm glad that I'm using this in the kitchen where it's only going to be used for a short period of time, because if you were running this all the time, it's just going to be heating up your room. You also have to wonder about how long this thing's going to last. They give you a 2-year warranty, but will it make it to 2 years? Will it make it to 3, 4, 5 years? With that much heat, the components are going to, die much quicker, so that's not great. Now, in my last review of a QUSUN product, I said I wouldn't buy them again because they're junk. And I gave them a second try, and again, it's not junk. It is better this time, but it's not as good as the NXLED. It's a little bit cheaper, but it's not going to last as long. It doesn't give off as much light for the same power consumption, and it pumps out a lot of heat, which we really don't want here in Manila, where it's already hot enough. So if I was you, I wouldn't buy QUSUN. go for something else like the NXLED, where they give a longer warranty, the product's made much better, and something a little bit more expensive. If you enjoyed this video, please give a thumbs up and subscribe, and click here if you'd like to see my full review of the NXLED ceiling light, and click here if you'd like to see the full review of the QUSUN LED light. Thanks for watching.